for the love, gotta do it just because. Got this ballin' in my blood, think I came this far to shoot dubs. I don't think you tryna get rich. You don't want it. You ain't really tryna get rich. You don't want it. I don't think you want. Now you ain't got what it take to do it like me. Get your head up in the game or you can sightsee. Waiting for a handout, this ain't that right league. Spend so much time out here ballin', it's my wifey. These are what I live, I breathe, I sleep, my dreams are lavish. Went from check to check to check the balance. I press, I bet you flop, you all theatric. I'm mostly savage, gambling, take advantage. I'm here to ball while you call off work. When that top jump back, what I call off vert. Before I hit my context, check my call off first. See if I can make a play to get it all off merge. Woo! Let an animal loose. My separation off finesse, I'm just preparing to shoot. Or I can put you on some skates, breaking ankles and news, saying this is what they pay me to do. I don't think you're trying to get rich. You don't want it. You ain't really trying to get rich. You don't want it. I don't think you want. Get rich. I don't think you want. Get rich.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony.
All right, ready to go?
Welcome to Los Angeles, home court advantage for the Lakers. We are live at the Staples Center. And it's Chicago to start out. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Chicago right now, at the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Dunleavy in the 3 slot. Now here's Rose after the miss from Pau Gasol. And the shot is good.
And those are the first points of the game.
Nice hoop to get the scoring started there.
2 straight seasons of no playoffs for the Lakers after last year's miss. Not what they were hoping for.
It's going to be a growing process, Kev. I mean, they had a young team and an injured superstar in Kobe both years. Hard to make the playoffs in that situation.
Here's Rose. And Hibbert with the block. They get it back. Dunleavy, the pass to Rose. Goes up with it again. And the shot falls short this time.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Bass. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. For Chicago, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Fires from the wing. And again, it's Derrick Rose.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Now, here's Clarkson, defended by Dunleavy. And it's Dunleavy with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game. And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And former Coach of the Year Byron Scott now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching style.
Now, here is Russell. Gasol with the steal. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And it's Butler with the jam.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim. Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far as say, Clark, that was a punctuation dunk. Huh?
I can feel that.
Sending a message.
How about, guys, that's one of those dunks that you probably want in your career highlight reel.
Lakers trail by 4. Williams with the ball. Butler covering. And then Hibbert with the dunk.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Russell kicks to Williams. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul.
Yeah, he was boxed out and tried to get the rebound the only way he could.
Yeah, he got straight over the back and on top of him there, too. So nothing subtle about that one.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Dunleavy. And Brooks subbed in for Rose. Both shots good from the stripe. Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the second most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
The Lakers trail. Clarkson dishes to Williams. That doesn't fall either. He's missed his first 2 shots tonight. And here we go again. The Bulls in transition. Up the court they go.
Excellent box out there, keeping himself between the man and the basket.
Another miss by Williams.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
That mid-range shot has been a weapon for them up to this point, fellas.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Now here's Williams. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Russell. The shot misses. Great D that time from Gibson. Rose passes to Gibson. Rose attacking. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Russell kicks to Bass. Here's Hibbert, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Hibbert's got his second bucket.
Just too dominant in the low post to let him have the ball in that close.
Really simple opportunity for him. I mean, that's his bread and butter there.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Russell dishes to Clarkson. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. It's Chicago. They're up by 4. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
You always like it when your team doesn't settle for outside shots, and that's been the case here early on.
Yeah, I agree with you. They've done a nice job, Greg, working it low and not taking the easy way out on offense, keeping that pressure on the defense by going inside.
Russell is out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Roy Hibbert. Then there's Lewis Williams. And it's Bass in a power forward. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. And stolen by Williams. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's his first foul. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, clearly the Lakers were not a great team. I mean, they did have one of their better bench units last season. They led the league in points off the bench, but that was more an indictment of the quality of the starters than the firepower of the bench.
Last year, the Lakers did have some firepower off the bench. A lot of players would see their roles shift during the year, as you might expect for a team trying to find the right combination.
Yeah, they were also near the top in the league in bench minutes played. So whether you start or come off the bench last year in LA, you'll see plenty of action. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Now, here's Gasol. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Good.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Williams kicks to Russell. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Now the pass to Bass. All sorts of time. No good off the front iron.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Mike Dunleavy is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gibson. Jimmy Butler comes in for Kirk Heinrich. And it's Rose in for Brooks. Russell. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Rose attacking. Deft touch on the alley-oop. Now it's a 4-point Bulls lead.
Stupendous. I love that word. Save that one. The word and the jam. I want to see it again.
Just beautiful.
That's one of those alley-oops upside your head right there.
Bass can't get it to go.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And here's the break. Here's Russell. The three-pointer is right on target. Russell's got 9.
Great idea to pull up and take the transition 3 there. The D was in position to block his pass to the hoop if he took it inside.
And stolen by Hibbert. Here's Williams. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. He has 5. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Lakers.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Here's Williams. After the made shot from Joakim Noah. Williams passes to Clarkson. And Butler sends it back. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Good on the shot. And it's 7 points for Lou Williams.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
Los Angeles has gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range.
You know, guys, one of the things that is always going to keep you competitive against the West is a good defense. It's one reason why the Bulls tend to be a tougher matchup for teams from the West, because they do D up.
Timeout called the Lakers. Bulls had a good year against the West last season, 17 up, 13 down against the Western Conference.
Yeah, and how about playing 500 or better against every division in the Western Conference? So impressive to think they did so well given how many games some of their starting players missed.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. Chicago also making some changes. Mirotic comes in for Jimmy Butler, and Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose. Kobe draws the double. Lakers working the ball around now. Gasol dishes to Brooks. Then Gasol with the dunk.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be.
And he gets the bucket. And it's a 5-point Chicago lead.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Here's Mirotic. The rebound by Meta World Peace.
Well, I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Bulls lead by 5. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
Your safety is our #1 concern. In the event an emergency evacuation of Staples Center becomes necessary, please walk calmly out and away from the facility. All right, Staples Center, look who's coming.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. You gotta like what Derrick Rose has done in this game.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. You gotta like what Derrick Rose has done in this game.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
And that one's good.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
Lakers trail by 7. So for Chicago right now, at small and power forward, it's Dunleavy and Gasol. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Near the three-point line, it's Dunleavy. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Lakers were awful in a lot of aspects last season. Their play at home was a major one. Greg, they just couldn't do anything at home, and I think the fans were giving up hope as well.
And given how pricey those Laker tickets are, Kevin, there's a lot to be salty out in Lakerland, so can't be a bottom dweller and charge that much for seats.
To the paint, and he lays in the alley-oop.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today.
Russell, no good.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Now here's Rose. He's got 12. Then Gasol with the dunk.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's on Jimmy Butler.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And injuries once again were a central theme of the Bulls season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
Taj Gibson's checked in for the Bulls. Heinrich comes in for Dunleavy. Here's Russell. And again, the Lakers no good.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
And it's Butler missing. And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
You know, he just, like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around. And that's why he needed the timeout.
And the Lakers call time here. Kind of like what Derrick Rose has done in this game.
He's in one heck of a groove with his scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
Los Angeles with some changes. Young comes in for Larry Nance. And Lewis Williams subbed in for Ryan Kelly. Chicago also making some changes. Mirotic is checked in for Jimmy Butler. And Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose. Chicago leading by 8. Brooks with it. Another shot. And Gasol with the lay-in. Gasol's got 10 points in the game.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their support. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
6 to shoot. A costly foul there. He'll shoot 3 free throws.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
Chicago making a switch here. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gibson. Dunleavy comes in for Mirotic. Butler, he's checked in for Kirk Heinrich. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Aaron Brooks. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Here's Noah. And it's blocked by Hibbert. Moving it up. And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down now to just 6, and the basket from Russell.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls, Clark, had playoff experience prior to their postseason run a season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, two-time champion in the locker room, big, as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball require.
From deep three-point range, again, Russell missing.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Butler kicks to Dunleavy. Shot clock at 5. Off the pick. And he gets it to go. Butler's got the lead up to 10 now for Chicago.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
There's Rose with the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And that's now 19 points for Derrick Rose.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Dunleavy. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Rolls out front. They lead by 12. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. They've got Bryant. Young is out there with Roy Hibbert. Then there's Lewis Williams. And it's Russell in at the point. That's the Laker 5. To the middle. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
And that one's good. Lakers trail by 16. Williams outside. Again, Williams missing.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge, too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball. And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder, how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it, you can see it, in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. Kobe kicks to Russell. And the Lakers with another miss.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on, he's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
Los Angeles has gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Young's shot is off. The Bulls leading by 18. Heinrich kicks to Mirotic. Here's Gibson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Bulls.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Dunleavy comes in for Tony Snell. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Kirk Heinrich. Here is Williams. The Lakers working the ball around now. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Boy, perfect half at the free throw line for them. That'll help their comeback effort for real.
And Clark, those free throws need to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
And he knocks down the first one. Bryant hits them both. The Bulls leading by 17. Brooks with it. He's picked up by Russell. And stolen by Hibbert. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Kicks to Williams. Back to Russell. Shoots. And there's Bryant. That's good on the assist by Russell. And that's now 10 points for Kobe Bryant. Young with the steal. 3-on-3. It's tipped. And stolen by Mirotic. Here's Butler. Feeds it to Dunleavy. Connects. The jumper drops. And the Bulls lead by 17. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
Yeah, it sure has been the case. I mean, turnovers are like missing breakfast. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Well, I've always thought that it was good to maybe miss a breakfast or two, but that's another story. Anyhow, you can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
From deep, Brooks.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the boards.
Yeah, you know, but down the stretch here, guys, they'll summon that extra effort to try and get it done, I think.
Butler with the ball. Williams picks him up. Shots good from Butler.
And that's the kind of move that will always pay off, even against tight defense like he was facing on that possession.
Lakers trail by 16. Dishes to Young. That's good, and it's Bryant with the assist. Bryant's got 3 assists now in this one. Down low. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Some changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah's checked in for Gibson. Saul comes in for Mirotic. And it's Rose in for Aaron Brooks.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up. No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for Chicago.
Agreed, Steve. And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. Clark, I think that was a big part of their success.
I love the way they scored fast break points tonight here. It was a key factor in coming out on top.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Rose. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
And Butler sends it back. And there's the call on Lewis Williams. That's foul number 2 for him. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Stolen by Noah.
Lakers foul. Nick Young. That's his second personal foul.
That free throw good from Gasol.
Los Angeles. Pau Gasol. At the
Gasol hits them both. And here is Bryant. There's 42 seconds left to play in the final quarter. They get it back. And Young kicks to Williams. Over Dunleavy. Again, the miss by Kobe.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
And it's the Lakers' ball. It's a 16-point game. Young pass to Russell. Rebound by the Bulls. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. And it's Rose penetrating. Good work defensively by Bryant. Russell. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Let's take them back.
Yeah, 94. As the preacher takes the pulpit, fix your coat, prepare for 40 below spit. 7 days of heaven's ways and hang-ups. Chris and Ryan again, and we wishing anybody who isn't wishing us well bankrupt. A L and whatever else ain't up. As far as me, I'm still caught up in all the... Still calling my expendables, cause it's hard to believe I can fit all of them boys in one... And the streets start trembling. It's way too many it seems. Too many witnesses. Up and down with their visions of what a street is. I call it the seesaw syndrome. Syndrome, maybe you make a mistake, you lose. And this is for the real hip-hop who would never, ever, ever ask me, am I here to replace a guru?
Word, that's how you feel up on this track? Little try on that.
What you trying to rap now?
Yeah, yo Royce.
What up?